The internet remembers everything. Every message, every search, and every mistake. But sometimes, something that is found is never meant to be discovered. In 2010, a group of Redditors stumbled upon a website hidden in plain sight. On the surface, nothing seemed unusual. It functioned as a simple image hosting website. Thousands of websites like it existed across the internet. But that group would soon to come realize that they were so wrong. But before we get into the website's deep history, we have to talk about the creator.
The trailhead for this rabbit hole revolves around the Reddit user named Religion of Peace, who joined Reddit back in 2007. He was most known on Reddit as a bit of an elder for his service in the military, but also infamously known as a moderator of the r/jailbait subreddit, which was a subreddit dedicating to posting photos of questionably underage girls. But more on that later. Religion of Peace post history is extensive and crude.
After going through the website, Reddit users noticed something strange. The site's owner wasn't acting like the owner of a normal image hosting service. Hidden pages began appearing. Certain sections of the site seemed inaccessible to ordinary viewers. The deeper the users dug, the more questions emerged. Why would an image hosting website need hidden areas, and who exactly was running it? As users explored the site, they discovered messages that didn't appear to make much sense. Lists of names, dates, numbers, coordinates, and references that seemed disconnected from one another. To some observers, they looked meaningless. To others, they looked like coded communication. Soon, theories began spreading. Some believed the website was being used by former military personnel. Others thought it was nothing more than an elaborate hoax. But one discovery would push the mystery into entirely new territory: the identity of the site's administrator. We briefly discussed Religion of Peace, but most Reddit users refer to him as Milo, and according to his own post, Milo had lived a life that seemed almost unbelievable. He claimed to be an elderly military veteran, a man whose experiences stretched back decades. In a discussion across Reddit, Milo often spoke about war, firearms, military culture, and world events with remarkable confidence. Unlike many users online, he rarely sounded uncertain. His comments carried the tone of someone who had seen things firsthand, someone who had lived through history rather than simply reading about it. As Reddit continued to grow, Milo became a recognizable figure. Many other users respected him. Some admired him, others simply enjoyed reading his stories, but not everyone was convinced. The more people that examined his posts, the more questions that began to appear. Certain details didn't always seem to line up perfectly. Some users wondered whether parts of his story had been exaggerated. Others questioned, was he really that old as he claimed to be? After all, Milo was surprisingly comfortable with modern internet culture. He wasn't just browsing the web. He was actively participating in online communities, maintaining websites, and interacting with users around the world. For some investigators, that seemed unusual for someone approaching 80 years old. And of course, with being skilled, technology doesn't prove anything, but in internet mysteries, even small inconsistencies can attract attention. And as curiosity grew, users began looking deeper. Who was Milo? Was he truly a veteran he claimed to be? Was Milo even his real name? Or was the online persona part of a larger story? At the time, nobody had answers, and there was little reason to search for them. To most Reddit users, Religion of Peace was simply another account, but voice among millions. But everything changed July 17th, 2009, because on that day, a post appeared claiming Milo had died. And what would have been the end of his story would become the beginning of Reddit's most famous mystery. Investigators eventually identified the site's owner, a man known as TXstream. According to information uncovered by users, he had a background connected to military communities. This immediately fueled speculation. Suddenly, the strange messages seemed more significant, the hidden sections of the website seemed more suspicious, and Reddit's investigation intensified. Following the administrator's death, users continued examining the website. What they found only deepened the mystery. Archived pages appeared to reference jobs, locations, assignments, and information that some believe resembled recruitment postings. This is where the story takes its most controversial turn. Some Reddit investigators proposed a theory. They believed Lake City Quiet Pills was secretly being used as a communication platform for private military contractors. In other words, mercenaries. The theory quickly spread across internet forums. Supporters pointed to the unusual messages, the military connections, and what appeared to be references to assignments overseas. But there's a problem. None of it could be conclusively proven. Every piece of evidence had alternative explanations. The hidden pages could have served completely different purposes. The messages could have been jokes, or role-playing, or random internet nonsense. No smoking gun was ever found. More than a decade later, the mystery remains unsolved. No official investigation confirmed the mercenary theory, but no evidence definitively disproved it either. The website faded into internet history, but the questions never disappeared. Was Lake City Quiet Pill simply a misunderstood corner of the internet? A strange collection of coincidence, or did Reddit accidentally uncover something it was never supposed to find? Nobody knows, and perhaps that's why the mystery still continues to fascinate people today. The internet has produced countless mysteries. Most are eventually solved, some are forgotten, but a few leave behind just enough evidence to keep people searching for answers. Lake City Quiet Pills is one of them. If you enjoyed this case, subscribe to Case Black for more unexplained mysteries, internet investigations, and stories that blur the line between fact and fiction. Until next time, stay curious.